Fearne is on her way to visit her parents, Mick and Linda, at their home in Buckinghamshire.
I think I'm an even split of both parents. I've got my mum's sort of tenacity and drive and fire. But then weirdly, I've got my dad's side, which is very calm and grounded. And I'm kind of a weird mix of both, depending on what I'm dealing with in life.
Hello, guys.
Hello. What are you doing now, then?
Daddy.
Hi, Fearne.
Let's head in.
So I wanted to have a chat with you about something that's quite obvious, but I've never bothered asking you really, and that's about your parents, my grandparents, because you don't really ever have those chats, do you? We're kind of just going about our everyday business and...
It's a good thing to do.
I think so.
Because, I mean, I wish I'd quizzed my grandparents and parents more when they were alive.
I know.
So catch us while we're still here.
So here's lovely Sylvia and Phil. And, I mean, my memories of, I mean, especially your dad, I mean, he was hilarious and crazy, wasn't he?
He would have loved nothing better than sat at a table with about half a dozen kids, eating blancmange and jelly and wearing a paper hat.
Yeah, I
and just
remember.
being ridiculous, yeah.
He was such a funny man, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was great, actually.
Oh, I do miss him. He was amazing. It's a lovely picture, that. What about Nan Sylvia's parents? Were they all London-based?
Well, they all originated from Suffolk and Norfolk.
OK, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now, do I remember correctly, or have I made this up, that there's, because of a surname ending in BY, what would that be?
Apparently, this is only sort of hearsay.
Yeah.
If your surname ended in BY, as theirs did Wilby...
Wilby, that's it, Wilby.
I think BY is Norse for Viking settlement.
OK. And then lovely Nan Ruby. So Nan Ruby, your mum, Dad.
Obviously, just come back from a holiday by the look of it.
Always. That's one of the things I remember about your mum is...
always on holiday.
always-
I think she had a hotline to Lund Polly. And she used to ring them and say, have you got any last-minute cancellations? And they go away the next day.
What I know, I guess, about Nan, your mum, is that she was born in Wales.
Yeah. And if we look at the birth certificate, you can see exactly where she was born.
She was born in 1922, Evelyn Street, Abertillery.
Yeah.
That's in South Wales.
South Wales, yeah.
And then her dad, Evan Meredith. And then her mum, Elsie Meredith. And that's so strange to read because I didn't know their names. And I never got to meet Evan Meredith because he died quite a long time before I was born.
72, yeah.
Yeah, so sort of 9 years before I was born. What does that say?
Coal queue.
So that was that whole
It's a
area,
coal
was the
miner,
coal
basically,
mining
yeah.
area. What do you remember about your granddad?
We always had his face in a book. He'd had his own chemist shop, opticians. He developed into, a very, very clever, intelligent man, having come from a coal miner.
Yeah. Have you got any pictures of Evan?
Yes. There's a very interesting one there.
Oh, wow, look how smart he is in that uniform.
Over 100 years ago.
Goodness me. So, yeah, look, this is 1913. It says Dad, St John's Ambulance. Wow. So he was... How old here does that make him?
30. I think he was born 1895, so 18-ish.
And I can see, because I've never seen a picture of him in my life, but there's the family resemblance. You can kind of see the nose.
Not so much.
I can see it. Definitely.
Ruby.
I can see Nan, 100% Nan Ruby. Yeah, without a doubt. Like the nose and the mouth, the chin. And so if this was in 1913 and he was already putting himself to great use, do you know what he did in the war?
Not really. Certainly never spoken about, not by my mum or certainly by Grandad Evan. He wasn't around, I know that much, but what he did or where he was, I've actually got no idea.
Well, that would be really interesting to find out, I think, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Do a bit more delving around Evan's story.
Yes.
Fearne has discovered that before becoming a chemist, her paternal grandmother Ruby's father, Evan Meredith, was a coal miner from South Wales. To find out more about Evan, Fearne has come to Abertillery to meet mining historian Ben Curtis.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, Fearne. Welcome to Abertillery.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks, lovely.
What a lovely view of the valleys.
The land of my forefathers, and more specifically, my great-grandfather, Evan Meredith. Am I saying Meredith right?
I would say Meredith rather than Meredith, but yeah.
Evan Meredith, who I know worked down the mines.
Yes.
I don't see any mines here now, though.
No, there aren't any. I mean, the last mine closed 30 years ago now. But in the early 20th century, when Evan Meredith was living and working here, it was an absolute hive of industry. Six Bells Colliery, which is where Evan worked a bit further down the valley, just under 3,000 men and boys in 1913 working there, producing something like just over 750,000 tons of coal a year at that time.
It's a tough life, isn't it, for a kid?
Very tough, very dangerous work for kind of anyone, yeah.
Wow.
Like most boys in the area, Evan went to work down the mines aged 13 after leaving school. It was physically hard work that risked serious injury and even death. But there was a strong sense of solidarity in mining towns like Abertillery. Although the pits have gone, Fearne and Ben are visiting one of the last surviving reminders of that community spirit.
OK, so here we are, Fearne, Llanelith Miners Institute.
Oh, it's a lovely building. So what year would this have been built?
1906.
So it's sort of quite likely that everyone would have known about this building, maybe even visited it.
Yeah, it's entirely likely you would have done.
It's a lovely thought.
Oh, thank you, Ben.
No problem.
This is the lovely picture that my dad gave me of my great-grandfather, Evan, which is 1913, so just shortly before World War I. How would Evan's life have changed once the war begun?
This is a period when cutting coal is an essential part of the war effort, and mining was deemed a reserved occupation. So for most of the war, he would have been carrying on the work, the essential war effort on the pits. The situation does change slightly towards the end of the war with the need for even more men to be called up to go and fight, and that does necessitate a change of government policy with regards to the reserved occupations. And if you have a look at this document,
Okay.
and this gives you a sense of what this means for South Wales.
So this says miners and comb out. A conference of delegates representing the whole of the miners of South Wales and Monmouthshire were held at the Corey Hall, Cardiff, on Thursday to consider the comb out scheme by which it is proposed to take 50,000 single men from the collieries of the country, the quota of South Wales being 10,000 or 5% of the workmen, for the army. So it says several times here, comb out. What's that?
It's a selective process whereby those who are deemed to best fit the criteria are taken from the industry, selected, combed out and sent off, or called up to go and fight.
So, I mean, my gut's saying that he probably ended up going to war.
If you have a look there.
So, and this is July the 6th, 1918. Two conscientious objectors, W.N. Hewlin, Abertillery and Evan Meredith, Six Bells, were on Thursday at Abercarn Police Court charged as absentees from the army and handed over to a military escort. No fine was inflicted. They were removed to Brecon Barracks the next day. Right, so does that mean they would have been called up to the army but refused and then were essentially arrested?
Yes.
When conscription was introduced in 1916, men who refused to fight were known as conscientious objectors. Some objected to killing on religious grounds, others opposed the war for political reasons. Whatever their beliefs, they faced hostile public demonstrations, the threat of imprisonment and ridicule. Despite this, more than 16,000 men refused to join up and fight, including Evan Meredith.
It's quite rebellious, but maybe he had good reason.
Yeah, this is 1918, this is getting towards the end of the war. I mean, the scale of slaughter really on the Western Front, people know that it's been absolute kind of slaughter.
I mean, what a awful decision to have to make. God.